Hello, Oracles. Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. What can we expect from Tesla stock this week? Let's take a look at a bunch of different things that are going on, see if it's going to trade up, trade down. Regardless, if you are investing long-term, short-term price action should not make a difference to you whatsoever. I just go over these things if you're looking for an entry point for the stock and you're looking for it to come down, or if you're just interested to see how the stock trades itself. Some of you may be short-term traders, then you could take this information as well. Before we get right into that, I wanted to start a rumor. Everybody was looking at 12/9 as a potential split date for Tesla stock, and clearly we came and went and there was no split. But then I had a light bulb go off over the weekend and thought, maybe it wasn't 12/9, maybe it was 1/29. And thought about it, and I was like, well, if we're in a bull pennant with an apex of around January 13th, and we break out because of the excitement about the roadmap potentially coming up and an amazing Q4 earnings, we could have that, and then the earnings call be on potentially 126. We do not know yet for sure. But if we have a breakout, amazing earnings, and then the price explode because of Elon's roadmap and the earnings numbers, then maybe they will decide and determine that a split announcement on 129 makes sense. So I know Elon does what Elon wants to do, and 129 is a Saturday. Normally they probably won't announce a split on a Saturday, but Elon does what Elon wants to do. So that is the rumor I am starting right now, just for fun. Don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, but it's fun to talk about. So now as far as the stock goes this week, we are currently opening the week on the green side of flat, about up 0.17%. Nothing major, no major moves so far in the stock. I was looking at a couple of articles, and there is an ETF that is all AI run, and it is called AMOM out of South Korea. And they took profits on Tesla when it was nearing its peak, and it has since now bought back in, and it is the largest holding in that fund. The fund itself is only up 8% over the course of the year, whereas other funds are up 21%. But it still has proven when it comes to Tesla that it makes the right moves and trades Tesla properly. So if that bought in, could be a sign. And I was reading another article talking about how Tesla's overvaluation is similar to things from the dot-com bubble, where you had an extreme vertical run up on the stock price, and then it hit a tabletop pattern before it eventually dropped off and like Cisco took 19 years before it rebounded and came back to its prices where it's at. My personal feeling on that is there's a significant difference between Cisco and Tesla and where their company's futures are going. Cisco continued doing what they were doing at the time. They have been successful with it. But Tesla has so many more things built in that they haven't gotten to yet. So if Tesla can get to these things, I don't think this is going to hold true, and I don't think we will see a severe drop-off and a slow recovery. And now again, if you're investing in Tesla long-term, any of these short-term price action movements, short-term catalysts up or down, should be irrelevant to your investing strategy. If you feel that Tesla is going to 3, 4, 5x in the next 10 years, does it really matter what the price is right now? If the price drops $200 or $300, sure, your ROI could be better in the long term 10 years from now, but what if it goes up and you don't get in as early as you wanted to, and then you miss out and the ROI isn't as good? But either way, the ROI is still going to be there. So despite all of these short-term price action movements, if you are investing long-term, just invest. So as far as catalysts go this week, we have Elon Sales. Elon has sold every single week since the beginning of November, so I'm going to guess that he's going to sell again this week. I'm sure he will exercise 2 million shares worth of options, and then he will sell off his 934,000 shares. What day of the week it is, I don't know. He started off by doing it on Monday, and then has trickled along down the road as the weeks went on. And the last 2 weeks, it's been on a Thursday. So will it be on a Friday this week? I don't know. We will see how it trades out. Only Elon knows at this point when it's going to sell, but most likely he's going to be selling some stock this week. Other major catalysts this week will be Jerome Powell speaking on Wednesday discussing inflation, potentially accelerating the tapering of bonds, and maybe raising interest rates sooner than we had expected. That could cause a macro environment freak out and maybe go red. We'll see based on the fact that we're slightly green right now, pre-market and all indices tells me that we're not freaking out yet. We don't have a lot of FUD causing things to change. That may change tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out. My expectation for the price action of Tesla is going to be that depending on timing of when Elon sells and how the market reacts to what Jerome Powell has to say, Tesla stock could drop as low as $900. But if the sales for Elon come out after the freak out and the market takes that into account and rebalances itself, it could stay over $1,000. If timing is right and Elon's sales happen to fall on the time when the market is freaking out, we might drop down to 900. So timing is of the essence on that one. But again, these are pre-planned sales from Elon back in September. So, he would have had no idea what was going to transpire this week specifically. So don't blame Elon for any of this. He's doing what is in his best interest for him and the company. And don't forget that in the end of this, Elon will actually own more stake in the company than he did before because of all this. And I know a lot of people get upset with Elon because he's tanking the price of the stock, but think about it this way. If you are investing long term, this time of him selling should be a godsend to you. It should be a great opportunity to be able to buy in more at a lower price. Because if Elon wasn't selling over the last 2 months, the stock price might have hit $1,500. Sure, that's super exciting. Your portfolio would look great short term, but are you investing short term or are you investing for the next 10 years? Because if you're investing short term, then $1,500 might not be a price you want to buy in at this early in the game. But at $1,000 or $900, heck yeah, I definitely want to buy in at those prices. So instead of being angry at Elon because you're short-term thinking, thank Elon because you're thinking long-term investment. And you're thanking him because he is giving you amazing prices to buy the stock at for a long, extended period of time before we run back up again. And I'm sure at this point, if any of you had options, you've either been screwed out of them because of this. And yes, that could have been one of the bad things, but that would have been back in November where Elon made the announcement and a lot of people were like, oh, I got options, and that was a terrible option to be in. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows what's going on now. So if you have been getting into options during this time, then maybe not the wisest of moves. But I have not heard a lot of people getting into options right now because Elon has been selling. And I would highly recommend, and again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen, but just knowing wise investments, there is a strong chance that there are many funds out there that are not putting money into Tesla right now because they are waiting for Elon to finish his sales. Clearly, we can see that whenever Elon sells, it depresses the price. And so why would any large fund want to dump large amounts of cash into it when Elon still has to bring the price down a little bit more? But based upon how the stock rebounds so quickly after his sales, tells me that there's a lot of buying interest in Tesla stock. So these funds are going to be the same way. They're just waiting to pull the trigger. And there's a lot of wise retailers who are doing the same thing. Some of you around the world who can't buy fractional shares every single day to dollar cost average are also waiting for that moment. So there's a lot of buyers out there waiting for Elon to finish his sales before they dump money in. So I think once we find out that Elon's sales have been completed, we are going to see an extreme boom in the stock. And again, timing wise, with the bull pennant apexing around January 13th, That is also when Elon's sales would be finished if he sells one lot per week. And then at that point, we apex, Elon's done with his sales, and we can see an explosive boom coming out of Tesla stock, running into Q4 earnings, getting that roadmap, and then maybe that 129 split. We shall see. Let me know in the comments below. Are you a long-term investor in Tesla, or are you a short-term trader? Let me know what you think the price action is going to be like this week, and if you were planning on buying any more if it does dip hard, or if it doesn't dip at all. And let me know if you think the 129 split rumors are cool and might actually happen, or if you think it's just funny and not going to happen whatsoever. Thank you all so much for being here. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. We will see you guys all later. Have a great one.